Welcome everyone to my new Football Manager 2016 save with Arsenal. Since getting the sack by Shrewsbury Town, which I still can't get over, I reckon I could have turned things around there. I mean, we weren't even halfway through the season. Yes, we may have lost 5 games in a row, but I could have turned things around. And since being handed my P45, that save to me just felt depressing. So I wanted to start a complete fresh here with Arsenal, team that's in desperate need of a massive shake-up, a massive overhaul. Out goes Wenger. He will become the director of football here. He will still be in and around the Emirates, but I do take up the hot seat. Arsenal, as we know, haven't won the Premier League in the last 10 years or so. Since then, I mean, they've been finishing third, fourth, and it goes on like that. So the league has to be my main focus for these upcoming seasons. I mean, the last time they won the league, as you can see here, was 03-04 season. I think that was the season they went unbeaten. They almost reached 50 games unbeaten until they went to Old Trafford and lost 2-0 to Manchester United. But as you can see here, they've got a few cabinets full of silverware, 13 Premier League trophies, they've won 13 Community Shields, 2 Capital One Cups, 12 FA Cups, which at this point in real life, in the 2015-2016, they were one above Manchester United. Since then in real life, as we know, Manchester United beat Palace to draw level with 12 FA Cups. And of course, as I've already mentioned, the 13 Premier League trophies, still a huge way off Manchester United's 20 Premier League trophies. So, as I've already mentioned, the Premier League has got to be my main focus. You'll notice that there is no Champions League trophy in there, so that's something else for me to work on, to try and bring that Champions League trophy back to the Emirates. A massive task then ahead of me for these next couple of seasons at the helm of Arsenal. I remember Arsenal actually reaching the Champions League final not so long ago. I can't quite remember what season it was when they played Barcelona. Obviously, Barcelona were too good for them at the time with Ronaldinho in their side. Could have been the same season that they won the Premier League where they went undefeated. I'll have to go back and check that. But anyway, here we are with our personal message then, our introduction to Arsenal. They're looking to promote then Wenger to Director of Football. As long as he doesn't get involved too much, then I'll be happy to have him there. Arsenal's main aims and philosophies are to be playing possession football, attacking football, and to develop players using the club's youth system. Right then, I'm going to go and get this meeting out the way and done with. When I come back to you guys, we're going to go meet the team, see what type of budget I've been given for this summer transfer window. Maybe I'll have a look at some transfer targets as well. That's that done. We've got a transfers update here. We've got 2 youngsters leaving out on loan to Granada and Oxford. We join Arsenal at a time which sees both Danny Welbeck and Jack Wilshere out injured with long-term injuries. I mean, Welbeck's out for 7 to 8 months, and so is Jack Wilshere with that broken leg. So we're without 2 key players for the season ahead. New subscriptions, yep. Now, I have gone ahead and cancelled 3 friendlies, which I'll show you why very shortly as we take a look at our fixtures for the season, which games will be opening up for the new Premier League season, who we will be facing. There is the background. We've already gone through this. We know that Arsenal's fiercest rivals are Tottenham, Manchester United, and of course Chelsea. I'll always remember those tussles on the touchline between Wenger and Jose Mourinho. Hopefully we'll see that again or something similar in the new upcoming season in real life as Mourinho takes charge of Manchester United. Right, here is Wenger. Believes that 30-year-old Santi Cazorla should be taking penalties. I'll be going through all set pieces behind the scenes, off the camera. I'll be sorting all that out with tactics as well. Right, let's just go back to our inbox. I did want to create the scouting team welcome me to Arsenal with a list of players that they've been keeping an eye on in the Premier League. It's always good to see our options, who's maybe available in the summer transfer window. Right, let's have a look at our team report. Now, season after season, the Arsenal fans' frustration grows even more as Wenger fails to bring in players. You'll notice that Granit Xhaka is in this side. I'm not sure if I've already mentioned, but I have done the transfer update. So, of course, Xhaka is going to be in the side for this season. It's almost like rewriting history. And also, you've got Ibrahimovic and Mkhitaryan and Batshuayi at their new clubs as well. Granit Xhaka, what a player he's going to be. He's going to bring such quality to Arsenal's central midfield, although I do feel as though it still needs one more player for midfield. But as I was saying, you know, there's so many positions which do need strengthening at Arsenal. Not sure about goalkeepers. I mean, Szczesny is back from his loan from Roma now because of the transfer update, of course, but Petr Cech will probably be #1 keeper for this upcoming season. He's at the age of 33 now, probably still got a couple more years left in him. Goalkeepers normally do. Debuchy back from his loan. Now, looking at the fullbacks for Arsenal, I think they're pretty much sorted. I mean, we've got Debuchy over on the right, Monreal. We might need one more centre-back to go along with Koscielny and Mertesacker. What happens if Mertesacker or Koscielny get an injury in the season? Who's going to fill in for them? So maybe I'll be looking to bring in a new centre-back. Alexis Sanchez, what a player he is going to be for the seasons to come for Arsenal. Quality all around the left there. He's still at a decent age, can weave in and out of defenders, causing so much trouble. So really looking forward to having him in this side and going forwards for the next couple of seasons. Mesut Ozil, don't think much needs to be said about him. He's already been classed as the best player in this side by Steve Ball, the assistant manager. His current ability is 4.5. He's just the perfect number 10, and I'd be crazy not to put him in the starting lineup. Now attackers, wow, this is a position that really does need strengthening and has done for the last couple of seasons for Arsenal. The Arsenal fans been screaming for a new attacker and Wenger has just failed to produce. So this is one position that I can guarantee I will be bringing in a new player for. But who that will be, I'm not sure just yet. Also wanted to note as well, Arsenal's under-21s, Alex Iwobi, broke out on the scene in real life last season. Pretty much the same sort of time as Marcus Rashford did for Manchester United. Alex Iwobi, though, should be a decent little player going forwards for this Arsenal side that I've got in mind. I certainly want to incorporate him as much as possible. Want to try and get the best out of him. He's only at the age of 19, so maybe we'll start him in a couple of Capital One Cup games, FA Cup games and so on, just to start off, ease him in gently, and then of course we'll bring him into the starting lineup if he's good enough here on FM16. You've got Sonogo as well, back from his loan. Was it at Hull? I think it was at Hull. Ospina, now I'm not sure about David Ospina, the Spanish goalkeeper, because we've got Szczesny back from his loan at Roma. Do I keep David Ospina? I mean, he's listed under the under-21s at the moment, but looking at the comparison here, I think it's Wozniak Szczesny that is the better of the two. Just looking at his goalkeeping stats there, his aerial reach, more dominant. Although Szczesny does just lose out to reflexes there to Ospina, just by one, mind, which is still brilliant. So I'm not sure, do we put Ospina on the loan list like Szczesny did last season? Maybe we'll send him to Roma instead. Or do I just completely get rid of Ospina? I'll leave that decision to you guys in the comments below. So how much have I got to work with? 66 million? We could bump that up if I really wanted to, which will hinder my wage budget to about 80 mil, which is a lot of money to work with. Could bring in 2-3 quality players for that. Obviously, I don't want to go over the top. I've already mentioned the positions that I want to focus on, which is centre-back and a new striker. So that should be more than enough of a budget. So I've gone away and come up with a couple of names for the shortlist for this summer transfer window. Don't want to go over the top with transfers, bringing in player after player, as that can certainly have a detrimental effect on the team for the upcoming season. So starting off with my centre-back targets, you've got, let's just put this in order, John Stones from Everton, who came to mind straight away. He's still at that young age of 21, still got a lot to learn, which I'm sure he can do from Koscielny and Mertesacker. Could be on a rotational sort of basis as well. But we will face some stiff competition from Chelsea and Man City for his signature. His value's at 23.5 mil. I personally think he would be a really good signing if I was to pull the trigger on John Stones. But it's just the fact that obviously there's going to be competition between Koscielny, Mertesacker and Stones. I mean, Stones is the sort of player that benefits from game after game after game because he's at such a young age. And I'm sure, you know, someone like Mertesacker wouldn't want to take a step back. He wants to be in game after game, even though he is getting on. Whereas I think my next target that I've got my eye on, that I may bring in, Alexander Dragovic from Dynamo Kiev. I think he would be happy to sit out a few games if Mertesacker was performing or Koscielny was performing in that centre-back position. But you look here, Bayern Munich showing the biggest of interest, but you've got Chelsea, PSG and Real Madrid all in there. I think we would be able to compete with those teams for his signature. I mean, his value's at 11.7. They probably wouldn't want too much more, Dynamo Kiev. Then there's Sol from Atletico Madrid. Plays in a couple of positions, bit of a versatile player, although he's not a natural as a centre-back. Maybe he would be the better option because he can play in central midfield as well. So if Xhaka was to get injured, he could come in for him. If Koscielny was to get injured, he can fill in for him, and so on. And then there's my attacker that I've been thinking about, Kevin Gamero from Sevilla. He's valued at 13 million. It's his age. I mean, I know I've always said never be put off by age on Football Manager, but at the age of 28, it is a bit of a risk. But they always say that a striker that's at 28 is at their peak and they're going to be performing. Whereas there is Morata. I know a lot of people seem to go for Morata for Arsenal. I know he's been linked with Arsenal in real life. Fortunately, he's out for 3 months in this save. Not sure whether I would want to go for him. And then, of course, there's Benzema from Real Madrid as well, at the age of 27, who would be the perfect signing, I think, for Arsenal. But what does the future hold then for Olivier Giroud? Because someone like Benzema, a marquee signing, would just overshadow Giroud, and Giroud would be uncomfortable, would want to move. Whilst I think about it as well, I will just quickly show you that with the transfer update, Mourinho's in charge of Manchester United this season. They've also got, there is Eric Bailly at centre-back, and they should also have in this save, where is he? Mkhitaryan from Dortmund has joined Manchester United now in real life and is in this save. Really looking forward to this this season going forwards, actually, not just on this save but also in real life. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is also there. What a showdown that will be when we actually come to face Manchester United. I mean, look at those stats at the age of 33. And they haven't signed anyone else, although it's expected that Pogba will join. For Chelsea, they've got Antonio Conte in charge. We all know that move there. And they've got N'Golo Kante, who they signed from Leicester. And also Michy Batshuayi from Marseille, without the dreads. I haven't got that updated picture of him yet. But there we go. What a quality striker he will be in a couple of years' time. Probably will be for this season as well. What does the future hold for Diego Costa? Could he be on the way out? Would I dare make a bid for him in this save as Arsenal? Yeah, I better not, especially for some of you folks that may be Arsenal fans that are watching this series. And also, whilst I mention it, we know Middlesbrough are a team that's been signing quite a few players. Yes, they're in the Championship for this save, for this season, I should say. And it's going to be interesting to see if they do get promoted straight away, because they've got Negredo on loan from Valencia for this season at the age of 29, could still do a decent job in front of goal. They've got Victor Fischer, who they signed from Ajax. What a signing that is for them. And also Victor Valdez, who moved from Manchester United. Obviously, Mourinho didn't see much need for him for the upcoming season, so he joins Middlesbrough. They're in the Championship. I can't wait to... I will certainly be keeping an eye on them over the course of this first season. Will they be able to get into the Premier League with such an amazing team? Now, for our fixtures, up first, we are away to Shenhu. I think that's how you pronounce it. They are in China at the Hongkou Football Stadium. And you can already see why I cancelled those 3 pre-season friendlies. Just go back and talk you through it. I've decided to take the team on a tour of Australia. First, we will play Armadale SC, and then we'll move on to Adelaide United. Looking forward to that one. And then we've got Melbourne City, and then we finish up our tour of Australia in Sydney against Sydney FC. So looking forward to that. I will be playing those games off camera. Then we have the Community Shield final against Chelsea, the traditional curtain raiser to the new season. And how about this for a start? Watford away. Then we've got Mourinho's Manchester United visiting the Emirates, so we will be coming up against Mkhitaryan Ibrahimovic and so on. Liverpool then at Anfield. What a start this is. Klopp in charge, as we know. And who have they brought in? They've brought in Matip. This is, of course, as I've already mentioned, all part of the transfer update. They've got Mane, Sadio Mane, who they signed for 30 plus mil from Southampton. Don't think they've signed anyone else just yet. They've got Balotelli back from loan. Christian Benteke could be on the way out. In real life, that is. What Klopp plans for him for this upcoming season, I'm not sure. And then we've got Newcastle, who, as we know, are in the Championship, but Benitez is in charge. And they've got Dwight Gale from Crystal Palace. They've got Matt Ritchie from Bournemouth. And I think that's it for Newcastle. And then we've got Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. So what a start to the season for the first month or so. And then we'll finish up the season at home to Stoke City. Where we'll be, what sort of state the team will be in, we're not sure just yet. What about Tottenham? When do we play Tottenham first? Arsenal's biggest rivals. Where are they? The first game against Tottenham is at home. And it's in December. Can't wait for that. So, what a season it's going to be. What a save it's going to be on FM16. I hope you guys have enjoyed this first episode. And I hope to see you all back here soon for the second one. Thanks for watching.